Well, folks, this stock market is out of control. I mean, absolutely out of control. The moves we're seeing in this market are nothing short of extraordinary. Yes, they are. And I just want to take you guys through a bunch of different stuff I was just looking at here and kind of run through this with you guys so you can kind of see what's going on here, why this is happening. So first off, the Hang Seng Index last night went up 9%. Yeah, you heard me right. That's a major index, 9%. It's a major enough index that I constantly keep that one on my watch list all the time, okay? And the fact that that went up 9% was like ridiculous. Now, there's different reasons why people are blaming why that index went up so much. Some folks were saying it's because the Saudis could potentially, switch over from dollars to yuan when essentially the Chinese are purchasing oil and things like that. I don't want to try to guess why the index went up 9% because at the end of the day, whatever reason it is, it still is insane. Okay, there's no reason that should make an index go up 9% in a day. Don't matter how you try to justify it. That's just an insane move, pretty much. Okay. Now on the flip side, the VIX, the Volatility Index, is obviously spiking down now on this. So 27 VIX just went down to. Now 27 is still elevated. I want to be very clear about that. Anything above 20 is elevated. Anything above 30, you're getting crazy. Anything above 35, you're just at insane levels for the VIX. But, here we were just about, a week ago or so, or just a little over a week ago, we were at a VIX of 36, 37 range, and to spike down to 27 is quite a move down there. And when the market stabilizes, usually the VIX kind of spikes down, but I can tell you, the market's not that stable. I mean, let's pull up a 1 day on the NASDAQ, for instance. And I mean, look at this. So, it starts here, we go up, and then look at this spike down here. I mean, you go from where we at here, we're at about 13.3. Next thing you know, you're under 13 or right around 13 there. Just a massive spike down and then a straight jump right back up. And so this is the market we're in right now that, it's insane. That's all I can say about it. These moves are dramatic. And the indexes, the spikes down, the spikes up are just, insane. And when you think about how much money needs to be flowing out and in stocks, to get these sorts of moves in the NASDAQ 100, it's pretty intense. The European markets had a very, very good night last night from what I saw. Russell's having a very good day today, up about 2.4%. Once again, look at the 1 day on the Russell. Here in a matter of, let's see how long this took. A matter of a little over 30 minutes, the Russell spikes down. That's probably a 2% plus move there. That's probably a 2% plus move down there for the Russell in like a snap of fingers and then right back up. And that's the market we're dealing with. And you have a lot of short volume out there right now, obviously. A lot of people short shares. You could get massive covering out of nowhere and just some squeezes, all right? Now, that's kind of the indexes. So obviously, overall, it's a good day in the market. It's just a confusing day with some of the moves out there. Now, in terms of stocks, look at some of these moves. So Beyond Meat, 11% plus move here today for Beyond Meat, just massive. The Chef, I'm going to do a full dedicated earnings video later today on the Chef. We'll run through the numbers. We'll run through the conference call. We'll go, all in depth on the Chef. I'll save that for a dedicated video there. That'll be a beast video. So look for that later today. But yeah, nice day for the Chef, up over 5% here today. Tesla having a very good day, a 4% type move for Tesla. Honest having a good day today, 5% type move for Honest here today. These moves aren't small. That's the thing with this. PayPal, 5.7%. And, I've spoken about this recently where, this is after yesterday, there was a lot of massive moves. If you're keeping track of the market, like a lot of these moves were epic yesterday. A lot of stocks moved, 4 to 10% yesterday as it was. But, I was trying to explain this to folks for a while now is when the market starts to flip, these moves will be dramatic and they will be quite fast. Now, you don't really know if this is like a sustainable rally, the past 2 days, or if this is just like what they call bear market rallies, because essentially in a bear market, you can still get some insane rallies in there, which just tears up the shorts in those sorts of markets. And, no one really knows the answer to that, to be honest. Smile Direct Club, almost a 10% move for this one. If we pull up a 5-day on SDC here, just a few days ago, the stock is around $1 a share, even $1 under one, not under one, but under $2 a share. And here today, 240. That's a massive percentage move. Look at Corsair Gaming. It's just a great day for Corsair. Over 10% move here on the stock after, it was bottoming out at 17 just a few days ago. Oatly's having a pretty decent day here today, 6%. I think the main thing to keep in mind with a lot of these stocks is even after these moves, is very minuscule compared to how much a lot of these stocks are down. And that's the important part to remember with these. And if you're bullish on a lot of these companies over the next, 3-5 years, you got to remember that, even if these stocks go up, there's still huge buy the dip opportunities if you're a believer in them, right? So something like an Oatly, obviously I'm a shareholder of that one. I've been buying it. I plan on buying it this entire year. I'm buying that stock all the way up to $10. It doesn't matter to me. The lower it is, great. If it's at 4 or 5, sweet. If it's at 6 or 7, I'm still buying. It's nothing for me because I believe that stock's going to be a $30, $40 stock in future years. So, for me, it's just like, whatever. Same thing with a company like Meta. Meta at 180, Meta at 200, Meta at 220. It doesn't matter. The stocks that buy don't matter what. If we look at, and that's a nice move for Meta. And by the way, JP Morgan, if we look at the banks, I own JP Morgan in my dividends only account. And this is a stock that's kind of had a rough year to date. Look at the stock, even after today's big bounce, it's still down almost 15% year to date. It's kind of been vicious for a stock like this. It peaked out recently around January 12th there. And if we go back before that, we're looking at about, October 22nd, 171 there. So JP Morgan, obviously the most well-run bank. I love owning that in the dividend account because, in my personal opinion, they're the premier bank in the world. If I'm going to own any sort of financial company after JP Morgan, my next up is Goldman Sachs as far as big companies go, okay? Qualcomm, nice day. Voyager Digital bouncing back here. Remember, this is another one of those stocks that's just been absolutely killed. It really has. I mean, Voyagers can't do anything right now when it comes to their stock price. Their business is incredible. Their growth is ridiculous. It's the fastest growth company I possibly know of. And the stock just gets no love and no respect right now, but I'm sure that's going to end up changing over time. So that kind of covers that watch list. If we look at the travel stocks, great day for the travel stocks here today. Look at this, UAL, 6% type move. American Airlines, about 4% move. And this comes out after a great day yesterday as well, right? And if we go ahead and we pull up, let's go back to oil real quick here. So oil is chilling around 95. That's a massive spike down that oil's had over the recent days, right? Oil peaked out right here, 128 plus WTI. On March 8th, and ever since then, it's just been, basically a downward cycle. It's about a 25%-ish type move down for oil. And so obviously that's a great thing for travel stocks. Great thing. Oil spiking up is not good for travel stocks. If oil was, let's say 150 today, I guarantee you all these stocks are massively down from here. Let's just say, hypothetically, oil's at $150 right now. UAL would be trading at about 30. Maybe 25. American Airlines would be at about 13, maybe 12. Hawaiian Airlines would be at about $14. Love would be at about 35. Wynn would be at about $59 to $60. MGM would be at about $35, $33. CCL would be at about $15. RCL, or Royal Caribbean, would be at probably about 60, maybe 55. Airbnb would be at about 135, 140. Uber would be at about 27, maybe 26. So nonetheless, oil prices matter a lot to these sorts of travel companies. But yeah, with oil not really doing much now and just downtrending, and we'll see how long that lasts for. But for at least the short term, this is really good news for the travel stocks. The bad thing for Wynn specifically is China's gone into some more lockdowns, and so that could hurt their Macau business. And so that's kind of the unfortunate thing there. Some of these companies don't have that as much. Some of these airlines do fly a lot international, so there's something to kind of keep an eye on. If any other, if China goes more into lockdowns or any other countries do that as well, do keep an eye on that. As far as, the travel stocks, many times, I'll just be honest, a lot of times those can be a little more trading stocks, I feel like, or kind of like 6 to 24 month type swing moves. The problem with the travel stocks is a lot of them are hard long-term investments. Even Wynn's a stock I personally own in the dividends only account. And even for a stock like Wynn, I love its business model. I love its management team. I love that company. But I gotta say, man, it's a tough stock to just own for the long term. And the reason being is, they go through these big boom and bust cycles, It's not like this is an Apple or a Google or something like that they just kind of continue to make progress in their business. They're so dependent upon so many various factors. If all of a sudden there's some corruption crackdown in Macau, their business is devastated. Obviously, Rona devastated their business, right? If there's a massive recession, obviously it's going to hurt a company like Wynn. So Wynn has so many things that just kind of work against it randomly, and then it has other times that it's just great. But unfortunately, even for a great company that's so well run like a Wynn, it's honestly a little more of a swingy type stock, and it's unfortunate because the company is as premier as possible. It's just a lot of times stuff happens to them that they can't control. They can't control if there's a once in 100-year pandemic. They can't control if gas prices go insane, right? They can't control if Macau is still shut down from most Chinese tourists and things like that, right? They can't control if there's some corruption crackdown in Macau. These aren't things they can really control, and it's unfortunate. They can't control if there's some massive recession or something like that they had to go through in 08, 09, right? They opened the Encore property in 09 right into a massive recession. It's like you can't control those type of things, so they don't really control their own fate as much as I like. As we look at the stocks I'm watching list, these are stocks I'm watching that I could potentially own down the road here. GoodRx having a good day. Look at Stitch Fix, 10% type move there. Look at Shopify, over a 10% move. Now this stock's been obviously devastated over the past year, but these bounces are no jokers. It's just they're a drop in the bucket when you compare it to how much these stocks are down. And that's why if you really believe in a lot of these companies over the long term, even if it's up 10%, it's nothing. If you believe Shopify is going to be a $2,000, $3,000 stock in future years, if it's up 10% at $600, no, it doesn't even matter. It's just a drop in the bucket in the end. Square's having a great day, 11% move there. Lemonade's having a great day, about a 13% move there. Obviously, today's just a risk-on day. People are willing to take risk, right? And that's back-to-back days where folks, Wall Street's just saying, we're ready to take risk. How long it lasts, we'll see, but they're definitely out there today. Teladoc, a 9% move. I haven't seen this sort of strong activity since coming out of the March lows in 2020. A back-to-back day where I'm seeing countless stocks up 5, 10+%. I haven't seen that since that we came out of the March 2020 crash, where it was just like, holy smokes, these stocks are flying. And it was like, well, but there's still so much bad news. We're probably going to go back down, right? And then we just never went back down again. Maybe we ended up in that same situation, or maybe not. We'll see. MU, 7%. That's the biggest memory chip play out there. Purple Innovation, so that's the mattress and bedding company, 7% move there. Fubo, over a 12% move for Fubo. But look at this, okay? The stock's still down 77% on a 1 year. So yeah, it's having a great day today, but it's still, pennies on the dollar from, where this company was a year ago. And so this is just some things to kind of keep in mind, right? Amazon, a 3% move, but also keep in mind, Amazon stock hasn't moved in, almost 2 years, okay? I mean, you go back to July of 2020, the stock was higher than it is today. The Hood's having a great day, about a 15% move on the Hood here today. Whew, but look at that one. It's still down about 70%, right? Adam's having a great day, about 7.9% there. Not too much happening with some of these. SoFi, kind of a boring move for SoFi being a very popular retail stock and a more volatile play like a lot of these. That's kind of a lame day for SoFi. I'll just be honest. A 3% move, that's like nothing. UPS, 2.8%. SAM, 3%. Google, 2%. Upwork, massive day for the freelance economy company. Over a 12% move there. Uber, we already covered that one. Eli's having a great day. Their Topgolf remains super busy. We tried to get a bay out here in Arizona on, Sunday. And it was like a 4-hour wait for the Scottsdale location. Tried to check Westgate. It was like another 4-hour wait. Their Topgolf business is just booming, and it's always booming. And clubs have gotten a lot more expensive recently. So, I think Eli's actually in a really, really good spot. I like that one. If we check out Big Tech, another great day for Big Tech. This back-to-back days of great days. NVIDIA over a 5% move here today. AMD's about a 5% move. Obviously, we covered Tesla over 4% move there. Tesla just went up on a bunch of vehicles, which I'm happy. They went up on the Plaid about $6,000. So I'm like, woo, Woo, go Tesla. You guys are great. Netflix, a 3% move there. Intuit, 3% move. PayPal, 6% move. We covered that one there. Adobe, about a 4% move there. And Apple's a 2% mover there. So very, very good day for big tech. As far as plant-based goes, everything's good except the very good. But everything else is pretty good as far as plant-based goes. And if we look at the last list here, so this is my last list, retail trader investor stocks. Oh, no, I got one more list to show you. That one's the craziest of them all, okay? But this is like retail trader investor type stocks, right? Look at the moves here today on these stocks. Wish, almost a 17% move. Hood's a 15% move. Fubo's a 13% move. RealReal's a 10% move. Teladoc C3AI, almost a 10% move. Coins, a 9% move. ARK, an ETF is up like 9% today, right? Palantir's an 8.6% move. Space, 7.6% move. Clove's over a 7% move, right? In these sorts of days when it goes risk on, these stocks fly. And that's the thing. If you just get a few weeks of this sort of activity, and this is what I've been trying to explain to folks, a lot of these stocks will double up, triple up in a matter of weeks. And just on the back of if you go risk on in the market because they're down so much, and it doesn't take much to get those stocks to fly back up. If you get some real buying activity in there, some real money inflowing, then you add on some short squeeze on top, because remember, a lot of these stocks are heavily shorted. And, if you get that squeeze activity out of nowhere, oh my gosh, the moves are absolutely insane, okay? Now, the last list I want to show you guys here, look at this one. My Chinese stocks list. Oh my gosh. Alibaba, 35% move. Tencent, 31%. Neo, 24%. JD, 38%. Just insane moves there, right? Just absolutely incredible. Now, the problem with, a move like we saw, obviously, in the Hong Kong stock market, last night with a lot of those Chinese stocks making 20, 30% moves, it leads to a lot of people to feel like the market's manipulated, right? And I think the market's always been manipulated. I think if you're just waking up to that, okay, welcome to the world. You can either fight it or you can just accept that that's part of the game. Because it is these moves are abnormal. A lot of these stocks have shot way too far to the downside, and you could say that's manipulated or not. And a lot of these stocks are just coming back so fast now over the last couple of days where it's like, what? All of a sudden these stocks are up, 10, 20, 30, 40% in 2 days. Like, what in the world's going on? But I could tell you when the market truly flips, and I don't know if this is a flip moment or we're still a few weeks out from the flip moment. We'll see. But I can tell you when the market flips, like, the moves are going to be epic. I've been telling people, like, the moves we'll see in a lot of these stocks, especially the heavily shorted ones, will be among the most epic moves we've probably ever seen when it comes to squeeze activity based upon kind of what I'm looking at and all those sorts of things. So you just got to be ready to kind of rock and roll and accept that you're on a roller coaster ride right now. This market is highly volatile. This market is a roller coaster ride right now. And you don't get the market to be this volatile this often, but when you got this massive wall of worry in front of us, it creates that, right? The Fed, that situation's now out of the way. That anxiety around the market is gone, so that's good. Obviously, it'll come back and those sorts of things, but that first move is now out of the way, and I think that's a great thing for the market. And the fact that oil now is chilling out in a major way. The talks sound better between Russia and Ukraine. The Ukraine president said that. That's also more good news for the market. That's just a kind of another cloud around the market in terms of the wall of worry, right? That's another huge wall of worry. Now, with gas prices potentially coming down, can't get too excited about that, but things are trending in the right way, right? And the fact that we have 2 last months here of tough comps for the year-over-year inflation numbers, and then the growth rate should start slowing. Not like inflation goes negative, to be clear about that, but in terms of the rapid clip of growth, right? It should start declining. That starts in about a month or 2 from now. That's good news as well. And so we'll start to destroy this wall of worry brick by brick. It's gonna take a bit of time. But throughout that time, as things get better, you can see some just insane moves in stocks, and that's part of exactly what we're kind of seeing here today. So hope you guys enjoyed this as always. Much love. I appreciate you guys joining me. Don't forget, tonight I'll do a full dedicated TTCF video all on their earnings. We'll go through the conference call and stuff like that. If you want some free money, check out my pinned comment down there. It's amazing. With a deposit of any amount of money, You get 3 free stocks from Moomoo right now. 1 free stock between $3 and $3,500. 1 free stock between $9 and $3,500. Plus 1 free share of NEO. It's absolutely amazing. Get that deal before it runs out. Much love and have a great day.